Belgium beat the United States 4-1 on home soil, in front of a crowd desperate to see something different. It was the 6th straight World Cup where the Americans failed to get past the round of 16, 6th, in a country of over 300 million people, with more athletic infrastructure than almost anywhere on Earth. So why does this keep happening? Let's get into it. Here is the first thing people get wrong. Most fans assume the problem is athletic ability. In theory, a nation that produces the best basketball players and the best sprinters on the planet should be able to produce elite footballers too. In practice, this was never about talent. American players can run, cut, and jump with anyone left in the tournament. The problem sits somewhere else entirely. This sounds simple, it is not. Landon Donovan, one of the greatest American players ever, pointed out something telling after the loss. Only 2% of kids playing organized soccer in America come from households earning under $50,000 a year. Youth soccer in the United States runs through a pay-to-play system. Families can spend over $20,000 a year on travel teams, private coaching, and tournament fees. Whether you like it or not, that model does not find the best players in the country. It finds the players whose families can afford the entry fee. Here's where it gets interesting. Compare that to how football actually develops elsewhere. In Brazil or Argentina, the game lives on the street, free, unstructured, played by anyone with a ball and open space. Creativity and instinct get built before a coach ever shows up. In America, kids often meet the sport through structured travel leagues, built around parental investment and college recruiting, not spontaneous play. One system produces improvisation, the other produces obedience. There is also a league-level problem sitting underneath all of this. Major League Soccer has grown enormously, but its entire structure is built to protect franchise value, not to maximize competition. No promotion or relegation. Salary rules that let teams spend big on only a handful of players. A forgiving playoff format where mediocre seasons rarely carry real consequences. One Forbes analysis after this exact elimination put it bluntly: American soccer's revenue-first culture fosters underperformance because competitive rigor keeps losing to commercial safety. Look at where the actual talent pipeline reveals the truth. Of the 26-man World Cup roster, only a handful of players were based in MLS at the time of the tournament. The best American players are not staying home to be developed. They are leaving. Because the pathway to elite competition still runs through Europe, not through the league sitting at the top of the American pyramid. Until MLS can consistently produce players good enough to make Europe come calling early, this cycle does not break on its own. There is also a numbers problem hiding in plain sight. According to the NCAA, fewer than 6% of high school boys who play soccer go on to play in college. Barely 1% make it to Division I. That funnel is brutally narrow, and it forces young players to specialize early, chase scholarships, and prioritize winning over actual development. US Soccer's own research found that almost half of players between 9 and 11 years old are likely to quit the sport within a year. The system is not just expensive, it is actively losing kids before they ever get the chance to become something more. And here is the deeper cultural piece nobody wants to admit. Soccer in America competes for its best athletes against basketball, football, and baseball. Sports with clearer financial payoffs and deeper cultural prestige. A kid with elite athleticism in this country has options that simply do not exist in Brazil or Nigeria, where soccer is often the only realistic path out. Meanwhile, the American women's national team, built on a completely different development structure since Title IX in 1972, has won 4 World Cups. The blueprint for producing dominant American soccer already exists inside the country's own borders. It simply has not been applied to the men's side with the same discipline or the same access. So next time people ask why a nation this large, this wealthy, and this athletic still cannot get past the round of 16, remember it was never a talent problem. It is a structural one, built on cost, access, and a league more focused on protecting its business model than producing its next generation. And until that changes, The round of 16 will keep being where this story ends. If breakdowns like this make the sport make more sense to you, subscribe, because sometimes the biggest questions in football have nothing to do with what happens on the pitch. You are welcome.